Here are the 7 dark side effects of spiritual awakening that no one probably tells you about. First, you might just become, boring. When you wake up spiritually, it's like stepping into a whole new world, right? Everything feels fresh and different, and suddenly, those old habits seem to weigh you down. The people around you, they might not get it. You'll hear things like, "You've changed," or "We miss the old you," the one who was always the life of the party. Now, you find yourself sitting in the quiet shade of a tree, meditating, or burying your nose in books that seem to reveal the secrets of the universe. You still try to join in on the old stuff, a drink, a night out, but it feels wrong. Conversations that once sparked joy now seem, kind of hollow, like a balloon with no air in it. The places that used to excite you now feel like a cage, closing in with every step. It's like trying to squeeze into jeans that were way too small for you years ago, uncomfortable and impossible to pull off. So, where did that spontaneous, fun-loving person go? The one who never missed a chance to be at the center of the action? The truth is, you're evolving. You're listening to a deeper part of yourself, one that craves real meaning, not just a good time. At first, it might feel like you're losing something, but in reality, you're gaining something much bigger. Your soul is nudging you toward what truly satisfies you, not just what gives you a quick thrill. Does that mean you're boring now? Well, that's up to you. If your idea of excitement is chasing one adrenaline rush after another, then yeah, maybe to some, you'll seem less fun. But think about it. What's more exciting than truly finding out who you are, connecting with people in the world on a deeper level, and finding a peace that no night out could ever give you? What's boring to one person might be gold to another. The friends who tell you you've changed might not understand where you're at right now, and that's fine. Everyone's on their own path, and sometimes those paths just don't line up. You might even find yourself making new friends, ones who dig your conversations about spiritual awakening or self-growth, and don't see them as a drag. You haven't lost yourself. You're just peeling back another layer of who you truly are. Think of it like shedding an old skin to make room for the real, authentic you. Honor this new version of yourself, even if others don't get it. And then there's the second dark side, doubt. Buckle up for this one because it's a roller coaster. 1 minute, you're riding high, feeling like you've cracked the code of life. You're meeting amazing people, vibing with them on the same frequency. You're practically on top of the world. And then, bam, you're plummeting. Self-doubt hits like a ton of bricks. You start questioning everything. Who am I, really? What's my purpose? Why am I here? It's like the ground beneath you is crumbling and you're left scrambling for something solid to hold on to. It's tempting to just go back to the old familiar habits, to that comforting old life you used to know. But when you try, it's like trying to fit a square peg in a round hole. It doesn't fit anymore. You're stuck in this weird liminal space, caught between who you used to be and who you're becoming, and it feels uncomfortable. But here's the kicker. Doubt isn't your enemy. It's a tool. It's there to help you dig deeper, to ask the big questions, to challenge the things you thought you knew for sure. Without doubt, how would you grow? How would you discover what truly resonates with you? Doubt is like the hammer that shapes the sculptor's masterpiece. It may be heavy, but it's part of the process. Progress doesn't move in a straight line. Sometimes it's 2 steps forward and 1 step back, and that's totally fine. Every step backward is a chance to pause, reflect, and come back stronger. So if doubt is sneaking in again, don't freak out. Embrace it. It's part of the journey. Use it as an opportunity to re-examine your beliefs, refine your path, and get to know yourself better. Talk to your spiritual pals, pick up a book that inspires you, or chat with someone who gets it. Just don't use doubt as an excuse to quit or settle for a version of yourself that doesn't feel right anymore. True wisdom isn't about having all the answers. It's about asking the right questions, and you're asking some of the most important ones. You're on this journey for a reason, so don't let doubt knock you off course. Let it make you more compassionate, more humble, and open to the endless possibilities that life holds. You're not just growing, you're becoming. And in that process of becoming, you'll find more than just answers. You'll find a deeper, more meaningful connection with yourself and everything around you. You start getting really mixed up about what spirituality is all about. Is it believing in God? Following Buddhist teachings? Maybe it's about becoming a yogi? The more you dig into it, the more confusing it gets. You try a bit of everything: tarot cards, crystals, sage, whatever seems to catch your eye. You listen to philosophers like Alan Watts think about dropping everything to live like a monk or get swept up in the mystery of Taoism. But here's the thing: the deeper you dive, the more lost you seem to get, like you're swimming in an endless ocean of spiritual ideas. You keep trying on new practices and thoughts like outfits, but nothing quite fits right. Is any of this real? Or are we just making it all up to feel better about ourselves? But here's the thing: feeling confused is totally normal on this journey. You know, just like doubt, confusion isn't the bad guy. It's more like a faithful sidekick. It means you're asking the tough questions, not just accepting whatever gets tossed your way. Confusion shows that you're stepping outside your comfort zone, stretching your mind and soul. That's where the magic happens, my friend. Spirituality is as unique as you are. What speaks to one person may not make any sense to another, and that's totally fine. The beauty of spirituality lies in its wild variety, how people find different ways to connect with something bigger than themselves. Your path? It doesn't need to look like anyone else's. So when you're feeling lost or questioning everything, just take a deep breath. This is all part of the deal. Every question, every doubt, every moment of confusion is guiding you, shaping your path, and preparing you for the next step in your awakening. And here's a hard truth: some friends are going to fall away along the way. It's a bittersweet reality. Not everyone who starts the journey with you will be there when you reach the end. Those friendships that once felt solid, they may start to crack. Conversations that used to flow now feel empty. You're after depth, truth, authenticity, while they're still caught up in surface-level stuff: gossip, material gains, the daily grind. It's like you're speaking two completely different languages. You're starting to question the rules of the game, searching for meaning beyond what's visible, while they're stuck playing by the old script. They might even think this whole spiritual awakening thing is just a phase, like a crazy detour from the real world. And yeah, it hurts, especially when it's people you've shared so many laughs, tears, and memories with. But hey, here's the truth. We're all on different timelines, walking our own paths. Some friendships will fade out, but that doesn't mean you're doing it wrong. You're just listening to your heart and seeking what feels true to you. And along the way, you might just meet new souls who are on the same wavelength. People who understand your search for meaning and growth. Growth, true growth, often means letting go. It's like getting rid of old clothes that no longer fit, or upgrading your old phone because the one you have is just too outdated. As you grow, spiritually, you might need new kinds of support, different kinds of friendships and conversations that match your new vibe. And that's not just okay, it's part of the process. Saying goodbye to old friends or creating space between you doesn't mean you failed or that those relationships weren't important. It just means you're honoring your journey. And that's a brave, beautiful thing. Every relationship has its time. Some are lifelong, others, they're like temporary pit stops, teaching you something you need to know before you move on. So cherish those memories, but keep moving forward with an open heart. You think you've made it. You're standing at the top of what feels like a spiritual mountain, looking around, thinking, I've done it. I've arrived. But here's the thing. Sometimes that feeling of reaching a higher level can be more like a trap. When you believe you've uncovered all the answers, you risk closing yourself off to everything still waiting to be discovered. Focusing only on those flashy transcendental moments or visions can trick you into thinking you're already enlightened. But let's be real. Spiritual growth isn't a destination, it's the endless road ahead. Hiding behind your spiritual experiences like a shield, avoiding the hard stuff, isn't the way to real growth. True spirituality is about diving into those darker corners of yourself, the ones you'd rather ignore. Enlightenment? It's already within you. You don't need those big, mind-blowing experiences to prove you're growing. Sure, they're fun, and they can teach you something, but they're not the end-all be-all. The real work begins when you think you're done. It's all about digging deeper, exploring the parts of you that stay hidden in the shadows, the stuff that's messy, uncomfortable, and sometimes a little scary. But that's where the gold is. It's about taking what you've learned and weaving it into your everyday life, staying true to your core values, and finding balance. There's always more to learn, more to discover, and when you think you've got it all figured out, that's when you're limiting your growth. Stay humble. Stay open. Remember that fresh, wide-eyed curiosity you had when you first started this journey? Hold on to that. Keep being a student of life, always ready to grow, always ready to change. Every single day is a chance to become the best version of yourself. Now that's the true magic of spirituality. And then, there are moments when you wish you could just erase this whole thing. Sometimes the more you know, the more you wish you didn't. Ever had those days where you want to crawl back to ignorance? To those easier times when everything wasn't so complicated? Take a breath. Seriously, take a second. Inhale deeply, feel the air fill you up, and then let it all go. Feel your feet on the ground, right here, right now. You are here, and that's enough. Let's pause and really sit with it. Regret, doubt, feeling lost, that's part of the process. A spiritual awakening isn't about handing you easy answers wrapped up with a bow. It's about pushing you to ask the questions that are way more uncomfortable than you'd like. It shakes you. It rattles your beliefs. It makes you want to turn around, to go back to that safe, familiar place. But was it really that safe? Or was it just comfortable? There's a difference there. The road you left behind may have been smoother, but the one you're on now, it's leading you somewhere real, something meaningful, something that could fill you up with purpose, with depth, with a true sense of connection. Feeling lost or disillusioned doesn't mean you're off track. It just makes you human. Even the wisest spiritual leaders have faced their own dark nights of the soul. It's in those moments that they find out just how deep their roots go, how strong they really are. And that's where the real work happens. There's that old saying, the only way out is through. And trust me, when it comes to spiritual awakening, it couldn't be more true. Now, here's something tricky. Feeling like you're special, because you've cracked the code of life. It's easy to get caught up in that sense of superiority. You might feel like it's your job to guide everyone, to save them with your newfound wisdom. But hold up, remember this. You can't rush someone else's journey. You can't fast-track their awakening, no matter how much you care about them. So what now? Should you just lock all that amazing knowledge away and keep it to yourself? Nah, not necessarily. Instead, try this. Meet people where they are. Don't push your ideas onto them, but show them compassion. Offer a safe space for them to start figuring things out on their own. Be the kind of person who listens, who holds space with love and understanding. Let your presence, your energy, your actions do the talking. In the end, people won't remember all the fancy advice you gave. What they'll remember is how you made them feel. So, let that be your guide. All right, let's dive into the good stuff about a spiritual awakening. It's like suddenly becoming your own safe haven, your own source of peace. One that doesn't rely on anything or anyone outside of you. You've got that calm, that stillness, all tucked away inside, and it's no longer tied to what's happening around you. confusion and doubt? Yeah, they lose their grip on you. You don't need anyone else's approval to feel whole. You've realized that the only validation that matters is the one you give yourself. Now, let's talk happiness. We all start this journey looking for happiness, right? But guess what? We end up finding something way deeper and longer lasting. You find joy, real joy, the kind that doesn't fade away when things get tough. No matter what's happening outside of you, joy becomes a part of who you are. You might even feel a pull to change things up. Career, life direction, maybe everything. Those things like money, status, security, they don't hold the same weight anymore. What lights a fire inside you now is living with purpose, making a difference, living a life that truly matters. And here's the best part. The deeper connections you form with others. It's like you start seeing the divine in everyone. You can't help but feel empathy and compassion flowing through you like an unstoppable current. You get it. Everyone's fighting their own battles, and you offer them love, understanding, not judgment or apathy. It's this quiet, natural state of being. As you grow, you'll start lifting others up too, often without even realizing it. Your positive energy, your wisdom, your love. It doesn't just fill you up, it spills over, lighting up the world around you. You become this beacon of light in a world that's starving for it. Yeah, the spiritual journey isn't all rainbows and butterflies. It's messy, complex, full of twists and turns. But here's the thing, just like how thorns protect a rose, the challenges of this path are what help us grow. They toughen us up, prepare us for the bloom that's waiting to unfold. And if you've stuck with me this far, I just want to say thank you for joining me on this little journey of reflection. I hope these words gave you something to hold on to. If this resonated with you, share it with your friends, your family, anyone who might need to hear this too. And hey, leave a comment about your own experiences. Your story might just light the way for someone else. Wishing you a day full of light and all the peace you can carry.